Howdy, y'all. Trailer Park Kai here. Now listen, before we start this world tour, I want y'all to know Captain Kai has been as busy as a cat on a hot tin roof putting together a website for y'all. Y'all can find all the block breakers, even the old ones, screenshots from servers past, and y'all can even apply to join the server. Yee, doggy. Butter my butt and call me a biscuit. All right. Hold your horses. I'm handing you over to Kai. Yee! Yo, what's up, Sea Dogs? Today we are going to do a world tour. This is going to be a bit more laid back than most of my videos. Just kind of want to show y'all around the server. We're going to be going into season 3 of BlockBreaking soon, so just want to show you what we've done on season 2 before we end off the season. So right here, where I'm at right now, is my base for season 2. I honestly was not here that often. Yeah, I built like an aquarium, like a tiny little mini zoo. I did this all in my first episode of the series. The idea behind it was just supposed to be the most bougie thing that you could do as a starter base, because this was my starter base. And I thought it would be hilarious if it was like hidden under this tiny little sand castle. Over here, this is one of my favorite builds on the server. VOD put together a coffee shop. Cancel the persecution or... Alright. Over here was actually one of the most hilarious and fun things that came about on this server. So Oda, he lost some kind of challenge or something. I can't remember. But he had to dress as a princess for a month and put out a video and not acknowledge that he's in this princess skin and in this princess castle and stuff. So him and Wire went into creative, designed this castle, and then put it up here on the server. And it's just hilarious. He had to like say like, "Oh, I'm a pretty princess." It's so funny. Over here is Average's base. You can tell you're at Average's base once you have all the beacon effects. And by the way, I'm doing this on a download of the world, so I'm in creative right now. Just thought I'd let you know. So Average didn't end up actually spending most of his time here at spawn, and this build actually was originally a bit different. I remember, yeah, it's a bit of a mess in here, but there's a bunch of farms and stuff. You got villager breeder. Oftentimes this would get so filled up with villagers that we'd have to come in and behind his back kill a bunch of them so that it didn't lag the server. Yeah, he's got like all the villagers. Very cool. Over here is Wire's base. And this is one of my favorite builds in Minecraft, straight up. I told him. This rocket ship is insane to me. The detail, like, it looks incredible. Every little thing he did, like the piston sticking out with the trapdoors, the copper. That was actually a prank up here, this little nether portal. The plume underneath. Look, it's so sleek and insane in his use of diamond blocks. I think that structure over there actually used somewhere around 5,000 diamond blocks. And I'll get into later. Oh yeah, his solar panels right here. I'll get into later about how he got those diamond blocks because I was heavily involved with that. But this is a really cool build as well. I like the rocket a bit better, but this one's really cool too. Over here is Wild Spade's starter base. This has kind of just progressed over a period of time. It started out as like just this nice little planet, and then eventually he built like this giant structure shooting lasers into the planet with drones and this bigger drone, I guess. And then somebody pranked him and froze it. So now it's a frozen planet, and he built all these trees around it and stuff. It's gone through many phases. Over here, Patat decided to build like a little T-Rex. There's something just so... I don't know. Over here is Time's base. Or no, actually that's not a base. It's a shop. His goal with it right off the bat was he wanted to have the tallest base at the tallest build at spawn. And I think he achieved it at the time. There's bigger stuff now. This tiny little thing I actually used all the time. So Wire made this little XP bulb, and if you crawled in there and submitted a diamond, it would shoot a bunch of enchanting bottles at you and repair your elytra, which is awesome. It was so convenient. And I pranked him by throwing a little I Am Melon Man on top of it. Over here was Parrot and Roan's shop. I believe they were selling enchantment books, but it is out of commission now, as you can see, under legal investigation. Oda, much later in the season, built this mansion over here. This was about the time when we were saying, all right, Spawn has kind of been neglected. Let's build some more stuff, make it look cooler. And Oda came in and he made a game. And this is kind of like a clue game. I never actually got to play it myself, but I heard about other people playing it and they said they had a great time. I looked through here. It's insane. It's awesome. Riley put this little sea monster in the water. I think somebody helped him out with it too. I can't remember who though. It was very fun. Furthermore, just getting into more of what Riley did, you can see this little dirt bridge here, another dirt bridge here. Dirt. So he made something called Dirtville. His whole goal was to just make everything out of dirt somehow. It's actually quite a bit of fun. I helped him out with one thing in here. I believe it's this storage building right here. So a while ago, he made like a little comedy door. That's just supposed to be a fun little 3x3 door. But when he designed it, it was too big. So I came and helped him with this redstone to shrink it down and make it really small and compact. So you open up the door and it opens up the 3x3. I think it's hilarious. And this just goes to his storage. Over here, this is part of Wild Spade's event game thing that me and Oda competed in. Unfortunately, I lost to Oda, but we did come very close, very close. This is another part of Spade's event. So this was a little ice boat track, which I also crushed Oda at, by the way. I just hammered through it. Rockling starter base. This is another one of my favorite builds on the server. It's, well, actually, technically that's not a starter base, because this was his real starter base, Rock's Rock. The Rock. Honey Tea and King, I believe, pranked him with, because he built the little rock. Reminds, like Patrick's Rock, so they put Squidward's little house and then SpongeBob. So I think it was a great prank. We had some great memories right in front of there. Rockling expanded out and built this thing right here. There was like a TNT launcher that you'd stand here and launch you up all the way up here. This is where all his storage and stuff was. This is very cool. This is one of my favorite on the server just because it's so unique. I love with this build, it just doesn't feel like anything that I've seen in Minecraft before. It's very abstract, I think is the right word. That big floating tree here was something put together by me and T, beginning the floating tree wars. This is our headquarters. Everybody's always knocking on floating trees in Minecraft. And you know what else they're always hating on? Birch trees. So you know what we did? We said, screw that. We're going to make a floating birch tree that everybody's going to love. We had some haters, you know, trying to screw it up. Stay grounded. Over here is Tinzer's base. He had a bunch of farms and stuff, like an iron farm. He had all these vehicles in storage, I believe, and here's where his iron farms are. Yep. Over this back building, I believe, is his storage. And my little sign, did you know 97% of squid death is because of Riley B. Byrne? But yeah, this is where all his storage, I guess, is. Over here, later in the season, we invited some of the members of Hollowcraft onto the server, and Tier came over here, built like a little pirate ship that's crashed onto the land. Very nice, very nice. Jaldi also built her base right over here, starter base, later in the season, another member of Hollowcraft. Over here was the initial mob farm that basically gave the server all the stuff we needed, and I believe it eventually got turned into a record disc farm. This right here is the courthouse, which only had one case, I believe. BlockBreaking bar with Judge Wire and Prosecutor Riley. I can't quite remember what the court case was over, but This is where we held it. I think they must have launched TNT. Yeah, I think whenever you got prosecuted, you stand right there. TNT gets launched and then you get shot up. That must be what happens. Over here is Oda's Three Little Piggies build. I helped him a little bit on the design for this building right here, and he did the other ones himself. Over here is Mike's starter base, which is a super cool starter base, by the way. With the witch's hat, that was actually a shop. The slime head. Mike is one of the most creative builders that I have seen personally. He has a certain style that I haven't seen replicated by anybody except for him. Like, look at this little ship right here. Look how cool that is. Like, it doesn't look like any other Minecraft ship I've seen constructed. It's very, very cool. Right here is our spawn portal that's designed by Nard. And this is so cool. Like, if you look down, look at that. He did the fade effect, and he did a mirror effect of the portal going down. It's one of the coolest spawn portals ever. Over here is the original smelter. I believe also made by Mike, but I could be wrong. I had a little lava farm and a tiny little smelter here. I've used that time and time again. Over here is our starter community storage. I didn't personally use it that much, but I think others might have early on. I'd just get a few things that they may have needed for their builds. It's kind of been emptied out now. Over here is Bang's starter base. She kind of headed out early after this, but she came over, made a chicken and a little build over here. It may not seem like much, but a frequent place we'd all come gather together was the reproduction zone. And this is what's left of it. It used to be bigger, and I believe it actually used to be a little bit further this way. We'd come together by the reproduction zone and just hang out. Down this path here will take us to Spiffy Stephanie's base. She was on the server for a little bit. She made a little base at spawn. Over here was a little thing set up by Ray. This was her starter base that she made with her and her mother, gamer mom. I believe there was a basement. Yeah, there is a basement. Untamed cat for Ray. Oh, there's no cat anymore. Oh, she had a dungeon down here. Oh, that's awesome. Over here, you can also find Pom Pom's base. This is where he set up his original starter base. It looks like he might have blew it up with TNT or something, or lava. Over here is Just Me June's starter base. Items on the first one was in a rush. All right. I think Honey Rose Quartz put this in the water. It's like a little prank, a bunch of ducks and stuff. All around the Little Red's starter base. So she had this little build over here. Another one over here. Very nice. It looks like this is where her storage was. That's a pretty good interior. And then this one over here looks like an enchanting area. No enchanting table. That's odd. A whole build, no enchanting table. All right. All right. Fair enough. Over here is Patat's base. Patat Potter. She was going for like a little Jurassic Park theme. She had some dinosaurs. Up here is Tinzer's blimp, which is one of my favorite things on the server. It just symbolizes the server so well because he put the branding on it. But it was originally a copper farm. I think a bunch of people were complaining like, oh, a giant copper farm at spawn. It's kind of ugly. And then he was like, all right. And then he built like the most iconic thing on the server, the BlockBreaking blimp. It's freaking epic. I love it. Over on this way, Time Rider put together a little thing for a bit. Get out of my swamp. He made like a little Shrek build. What the heck? How am I so fast now? Ah! I'm stuck. His actual starter base is this massive castle. Freaking huge. He just kept adding on and adding on and adding on. This thing just kept growing and became just this massive thing. It's epic. Eventually T came along and did some cool little dragon designs around the castle. Very cool. Oh, I actually never even noticed this one back here. Very nice. Little sleeping dragon. Very cool. Over on this way, we got Riley's train station, which was originally designed by Bangs in season 1, but was never actually completed. So Riley decided to build it in season 2 and actually finish the job. The idea was that he was going to have minecarts, or there's like 5 of them there, 6. Wow. But minecarts that were going to go to everywhere around the server. Over here, we got one of the eye builds. It's looking to King's base.
Wait. Back up. What's the eye?
I reckon if y'all been living under a rock and don't know about the eye, well, you're in for a treat. Once upon a time, a trio of scamps had been stirring up trouble all around the server, leaving pranks and whatnot with a damn eye pointing at them. Now, these scamps must think the sun comes up just to hear them crow. And I guess these was right, because King and Pom Pom got all gussied up as detectives fixing to squander these scoundrels. Sure enough, whomever's behind all this is slicker than pig snot in a radiator. Now, y'all is barking up the wrong tree if you think I know who did it. No one does. Don't really know what the prank was there, but very cool build. Very cool. And believe it or not, this was not the prank I was talking about. This was done well before the eye was there. But over here, King put together a little base, some wheat. I actually frequently came here and used his farm to get wheat if I needed like packed mud or whatever else. He had a second little build over here he did later with another crown. I don't believe that one was a prank, but I really like the look of that one. Eventually, he also hopped on the server and built this really epic ship. This is so cool to me. It must have taken him ages to design that because it's really cool. Over here is T's base, and T is one of the most creative people on the server, and she's very good with organic builds. So you could see she made this teapot right here, clock, these mushrooms. She got her base right over here. This hat, it's like a Mad Hatter's hat, I think. She had a cup of tea. Somebody froze her tea, I think. This is one of my favorite builds she's made, is this. It's just like this odd little hole in the wall with a giant cat face. I know that cat is in Alice in Wonderland. It's just so funny to me, just going in there, it's just staring at you. I love it. Up here is where Honey Rose Quartz, Honey set up her initial base. It's just a few vans around, some custom trees. It's nice. Over here, we are approaching one of the biggest and most epic builds ever made in Minecraft, which is Oda's castle. I want to throw in there that Wire Destroyer played a big part in the designing of this castle, but this thing is epic. I came over and helped him a bit with the construction, but honestly, my contribution was maybe 0.1%, and that took like 2 hours of this massive structure. This thing is huge, and I love the little like poofy clouds that he did. I remember he had to use powdered snow and like tons of frog lights so that it didn't look what he described as like a burnt marshmallow. It's designed off of something from Dungeons and Dragons. I don't really know a whole lot about Dungeons and Dragons, so if y'all know, let me know in the comments, I guess. I remember he tried to stay as true as he could to the original Dungeons and Dragons structure. However, it was written in a book or something. We're now here in the shopping district, and oh boy, right here is Nard shop called Nard Get, which is a pretty popular shop. If we go in here, you can see he is selling items like shulker shells, terracotta, iron, emeralds, totems, nether quartz. Basically, half of the really popular items that you'd want to buy in a shopping district. Yeah. Over here is a little shop put together by the Little Red. It's like a little dye shop and flower shop. I got pranked a few times with the mustache and the monocle and top hat and stuff. Over here is another build by T. This was an organic build shop. Obviously, you could tell she put a lot of effort into putting this organic build together. And if you wanted an organic build, you can come in here and order one from her. And I believe that's how the dragons ended up at Time's base. This is T's Warden shop, and I absolutely adore this build. I cannot believe that somebody actually designed a warden like this in survival Minecraft. Like, this build is insane. And if you're wondering about where all these diamonds came from, Bree, one of the Holocraft members we invited later on the server, he beat me to buying out the shopping district, which is something I planned on for such a long time. So instead, what I did is I just placed a bunch of diamonds all over the shopping district to, I guess symbolize it. Over here is Spade's wool shop, which is another one of my favorites. And there's an eye in front of it. Don't know what prank it's pointing to, but it's here. It's a very nice interior. It has all the wools decorated super nice. Love this build. Right across the street, we got Wire's shop. I don't know if it had a name, but this is where you can go and get elytra and rockets. I very frequently purchased rocket boxes. Over here, we got a redstone shop. I actually cannot remember who built this one. I am thinking Walks, which is another one of the Holocraft members that came onto the server. Walks Not Runs. Over here is Bree's shop. I was just talking about him. He made a little mountain, and inside you could buy a ton of different stuff. It was mostly like stone, cobblestone, ice, that kind of stuff. Over here is Ray's post office, which is very cool. I helped her with the structure a little bit, getting more of it built out. An eye? Okay. Oh, there's a ton of them. Over here is where we'd get mail and stuff. This is a very, very cool build. Ray put a lot of time into designing this, and I think it turned out fantastic. This right here is Time's color shop, I believe. Can't remember what he used to sell in here. Okay, glass, sand, prismarine, sea lanterns, dark prismarine. Okay, so it's just kind of like a mixture of a bunch of different type of stuff that he's selling in there. Over here's the Pork Road Diner. That was a Mike build, I believe. And this is just a really fun build. And he sold a mixture of items as well. My favorite was the soup bowls for 2 diamonds, which is just a turtle shell helmet flipped upside down. Very fun. This Soleil here was something Time put together, I believe. We got the interior shot by Parrot. And this right here is another one of my favorite builds on the server. This was by Vaude. He put together an Apple Store shop. And he sold enchantment books in here. And Oda put together this golden head shop, which is quite cool. So we have a mod on the server that makes it so mobs drop their heads. Players do as well. If you were able to collect all the different head variants of whatever mob it is, it'll give you a golden variant. Over here's another one that I think was done by Time. He's selling sand. Very fun. I love the look with the signage. Very cool. The Trident shop, that was a Tinzer build. He made a Trident farm. Over here was Oda's fungi shop. The Shroom Room. You can just get a bunch of different mushrooms and stuff. Looks like it's sold out. Bree probably did that. Over here is the Woodpicker shop with its own custom logo. This is a shop made by Oda, and you can purchase wood. I was a very, very frequent customer here. You could also get leaves over there. Over here is a bookshop made by Tinzer, I believe. Over here is a shop made by Patat. You could get bones and bone blocks, whatever else. Over here is a shop built by Wire, which I don't think actually ever opened. Yeah, it's empty in there. The build is really cool. It's another one of his spaceship type builds, which he's fantastic at building in that style. Over here is Average's shop, and he also sold a wide variety of items, including beacons, the honey blocks, stone, bricks, slime, frog lights, tons of different stuff. Very huge structure. I love it. Over here is a shop where Patat actually sold like custom dinosaur heads. Yeah, you can see some of them here. Over here is one of Tinzer's shops, and I believe this is really honestly probably one of the most popular shops for people to purchase items at, because it was one of the earliest shops to sell gold, iron, copper. So he kind of locked in that industry very quick. And he also sold like grass, red nether bricks, purpur, deep slate, stone, mud, all these different items. Golden carrots. That was another popular one that I would get very frequently. Over here, this is a little prank I did on Riley. Riley put together a little spider squid farm. This over here is Riley's cleanup prank shop. So, you know how there was the eye people going around pranking everybody? Well, Riley was going to help clean them up. Over here was Cimarex's TNT shop. Cimarex's favorite thing in the game. He made this massive mob farm. Over here is Oda's coral shop, and he had a lively side and then a dead side, obviously, because you could get the dead coral. Very cool. I came and purchased from here a few times as well. And while on the topic of shops made by Oda, he also made this storage box shop, which sold like chests and barrels and ender chests. Sold out now due to Bree buying out the shopping district. You remember Spiffy Stephanie? She built a stick shop where you just come and get sticks and blaze rods. Special sticks. It's very fun. So we're creeping up on one of the big things that I contributed to on the server, which was the pit. So I cleared out a massive area of space for the sole purpose of just getting a ton of diamonds because I wanted to buy out the shopping district. Down at the bottom, there's some tunnel bores. Me and Wire did this together. We got tons of diamonds out of it, and that's how he was able to get all the diamonds for his spawn build that used somewhere around 5,000 diamonds. Every episode, ever since I dug the thing out, I wanted to put up a little pixel art on the wall. I made like some emoji Captain Kai's a while ago, and you could see that as my profile pic as well. This is a penguin with angel wings. Chronic Summer, which is kind of like talking about climate change. Now we're here at the industrial district. This is something that Average and Wire worked on together. They had tons of farms going on, so you can see they had a cobblestone farm right here. They had a cactus farm, a melon pumpkin farm, sugarcane farm. That one up there is like a massive mob farm. This looks like, holy crap! That's 4 shulker box farms. That is way more shulker boxes than you're ever gonna need. Okay. A massive iron farm. This is like a crazy super smelter right here. Very cool. Very cool. Over here is one of the many gold farms that we have on the server. I believe also made by Average. Average also put together this giant ice farm over here to help contribute to the Christmas district, which we'll go to later. He also had a massive powdered snow setup and this very, very cool snow farm. Down this ice highway, we're heading over to Mike's base. Over here, you can see his little Nice little design taking you to his base. I believe over here he has a... What farm is this? Ah, over here. Takes you to his base. He has this huge hole here. This massive tree. Got tons of builds he was doing over here. One of the coolest areas, though, is if you go down to the second floor, is he has like this huge dripstone farm. And he has a real cool storage system. Bunch of different farms and stuff. A super smelter. Very cool. You can see he decided to build here because over here you got the end portal. Very nice. Very nice. Very clever, Mike. Very clever. Over here is a little farming district put together by Mike. He had a bunch of farms over here. Looks like he had a little nether tree farm, moss farm, brown mushroom farm. Over here he got a chorus fruit farm. Very cool. I believe he had a slime farm. Yep. Over there. Bunch of stuff. Now we're over here at Nard's base. Very cool. He had a lot of builds over here. A lot of farms. He's a great technical player. In here, he got some moss farms, I believe. Ah, it's a little tree farm in here. In here, it looks like a mangrove wood farm. Very cool. Little basalt and stone generator right here. Very nice, very nice. Looks like in here he got his villagers set up. This must be where he started out. He got his enchanting set up and a bunch of items and stuff. Up here it looks like he's got a quite odd iron farm. I love it. Very interesting, very interesting. And that's all over this massive hole he dug out. This is a world download. He's actually been doing more work in the deep dark to dig it out more so. This is about where it was at on the last download. Very cool. Trying to dig all the way to the ancient city. Very nice. Over here is where Patat continued her base. Very cool. If we go down here, you can see one of her iconic bone mouths, and you keep going down. And you can see the spine just continues and continues. She didn't get too far along with this, I don't believe. But it was going to go down to here, which is epic. It's like this giant underground terrarium kind of thing. Very cool. She got a little build over here. Over here is Void's base. He didn't really do a whole lot. Over here is where the little red extended out. Built some more builds around. This is where she had her villagers. She had some cats and stuff, a little cat tree. She got a windmill over here, some farms. Holy smokes, that's quite a bit of farming. Over here is Bree's Hole. That's how I would describe it. This is where his base was going to be. And yeah, it's pretty big, almost the size of the pit, I think. No, it's a bit smaller. But why it's so impressive is if you look up here, this whole top layer, he didn't use flying machines. He mined it by hand. It was going to be like a Lord of the Rings build. I can't remember. It's the one with the pillars. Remember over here? Yep, this is where his storage was. I think he had like a ton of pickaxes in one of these. Over here, he had a little super smelter. Okay, so over here, he started extending out. Whoa, he made a big room over here. Over here is where he had his villagers and such. Over here is King Tea and Honey's little place that they set up a little further away from spawn. If you go down this way, it looks like Honey's got fallen off, but in here they got like tons of storage and these little Endermen. We have like a little data pack on the server that lets us put those there. Looks like this is a bedroom. Probably another one in here. Oh no, a wolf farm. Interesting. What's on the signs? Sign de woo. Now Wild's property. Oh yeah. A little lava farm. And they have furnaces. They got all their villager trading. Nice little Chandelier up there. Over here, it looks like they got a little villager breeder and an iron farm back here. Very nice, very nice. Over here is a little place Honey Rose Quartz was developing. You can see this is her right here coming out of something purple in the ground. She got a little house that's walking. A little floating house up here. Over here, it looks like some kind of cathedral. I think it might be a satellite. Yeah, very nice. Over here, it looks like there's like a little school bus. Little teacups. Probably tea came over here and did that. Over here is Oda's farming area. He had some like tree farms and a moss farm, coral farm. Over here is where Oda held his 150 subscriber special. And you know what we did? We killed 150 withers. Well, we didn't get them all. They're still lurking about a bit. Yep. Over here is a little area Ray was putting together. She was going to build a community trading hall over here. She put a lot of time and effort into designing it, and this was about where it was going to go. Over here is a pit even bigger than the one I put together. This is something Cimerex worked on. He wanted to provide the server with tons and tons of gunpowder. So he mined out this huge area just to make creeper farms. The man's crazy. Over here, it looks like he also had like a flower farm going or something. Very cool. Over here is Cimerex's base. Not a lot going on here, but I like what he is going for. It kind of gives it like a fort look. Over here, I noticed he had an azalea tree farm. Very cool. Very cool. I love those. Over here is one of the biggest mysteries on the server. This is the Eye Death Star that just randomly appeared. And if you don't know, the Eye people were going around pranking people all over. And eventually the pranks kind of just stopped. And then this Death Star appeared, just a massive eye. We tried to follow where it was pointing, but it didn't really take us anywhere. But holy smokes, whoever put that together, that's huge. Over here is something I think Lefty was working on. Over here is Parrot's base and unauthorized access. So let's see what he got in here. I haven't been in here before. On here, it looks like he's got like a small little moss farm. Very cool. Down here is like a rail system that takes him down here to his meeting room. Very interesting. He's got a reception desk with illagers. Pillagers. Very cool. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I had no idea this was even on the server. Back here, what's going on? Oh, he's got some redstone. What's this for? Ah, interesting. I have no idea. Over here looks like some kind of war room. Interesting. Over here, Pom Pom put together a little Hunger Games event, which was quite a bit of fun. You could see we took it quite seriously. We had some lava pillars and stuff. It was very fun. Very fun. I'm guessing this must have been some other Hunger Game event. This is not familiar to me. Oda, Flamingo. I don't remember this one. Very interesting. Looks like I came across another little base over here. Not too sure who put this one together. I think over here is where Vod originally set up. This must be where he got his enchantment books. Yep. Over here is where Tinzer expanded out and head out to. Looks like he's got villager trading, little breeder. I noticed back here he has some kind of farm going on. Oh, it must be a chorus fruit farm. Over here is Walk's base. He put together a little house over here, a small little village, some kind of spiral thing. Over here, looks like he put in a little gazebo and a bridge. Ah, it looks like I found another build by Parrot. He made an inn over here, and I remember he was Super hyped about the interior. Oh yeah, the interior is very nice in here. Over here is a build made by Wild Spade. I remember he was always talking about placing stone. And this was really cool. In this event, we would start it out right in this room, and there'd be 2 teams. And for each room you see over here, you'd have a different event, and the doors would open as we'd complete events. It was very cool. You see, there's a maze here. There's tons of stuff. I don't know who put this one together. I'm thinking probably Time. But looks like there was some kind of castle outline out here. Over here is Spades and Riley's recording studio. I really loved this build. And also, inside this build is where they do the BlockBreaking broadcast, which is quite honestly one of my favorite things I've seen made content out of in Minecraft. It's very unique. You don't see a lot of stuff like that made today. Back here, I was putting together a podcast for a thing called King and Kai. We're going to do a podcast in here. And I do plan to actually make a podcast for BlockBreaking, though I believe I'm going to be renaming it to BB3. And you'll get to see that soon, hopefully. Hopefully, if I have time to get everything prepared. Over here, some farms made by I don't know. I don't know who put these here. Over here, we got another build that I do not know who's from. Looks like I found another little build I don't know who's responsible for. All right, now we're at the games district. Over here, we got Oda's bamboo maze, where you'd be timed to see how quickly you can get from one end to the other. I actually don't know what this is. Oh, I think this just goes to the train station. There's a lot of fun stuff over here. One of the most fun things that we did on the server was in this building right over here. Spiffy put together a game show, and we're trying to determine different block sounds. And holy smokes, I mean, I've been playing Minecraft for so long, and I sucked at that game. But it was so much fun. We had a great time. Over here is one of Riley's games. He made a little 3 in a row thing? 4 in a row? We also have Leaf Spleef, which I think Tinzer built. And if you haven't played it before, you just try to run along, and as you're running, the ground falls beneath you, and you all have snowballs, whoever's joining in on the game, and you try to get everybody else to fall and try to be the last one standing. It's very fun. Not too sure whose game this is. Probably Tinzer. He loved the games district. It looks like some kind of dunking game of sorts. Not too sure with this one. This over here looks like some kind of gambling game made by Tinzer. It's a bunch of ladders. I'm not too sure. This is definitely a target game. I believe probably made by Tinzer. Made you look. Oh, that's hilarious. Over here is a game made by Riley. So you try to get your hunger really low, because the first one to eat whatever items that you're given at random would win, basically. Not sure what this game is or who made it. Let me see. Signage? Oh, Spiffy did this one. Scavenger Hunt. All right. Here is an Elytra course made by Tinzer, I'm pretty sure, as well. You go through the rings with your Elytra, obviously. Try to see how fast you can go through. Over here, we got some kind of dropping game. Very interesting. Very interesting. I remember this was a jousting game made by Tinzer. Yeah, so you'd be on striders and doing jousting of sorts. Over here is a fun game made by Oda. I believe it's somebody else's original game, but he recreated it on the server, and it's quite a bit of fun. Basically, randomly, one of the colors will be selected, and you have to make your way to that one color, or you'll fall in the lava. And the longer you survive, the better, because the last one standing is the winner. There's a ton of redstone. I have quite a few ideas of how I'd compress this. Cave Mafia. Not too sure who put this one together, but I'm guessing it's some kind of caving game. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, I'm going to guess T put this together. Holy crap. This is really cool. This is really impressive. I remember Tinzer also built a PvP arena, which was a ton of fun. I remember playing with the other block breakers and we had a blast. You can see our heads on the wall of the people that died. It was great. I loved it. Heading on this way, we're heading over to the Halloween district, right outside the portal. T did some decorations. Right when we come out, you can immediately see ghosts, this massive tree, this mountain, Spade put in the spider web. Very cool. I think it's a very grand entrance to the Halloween district. This district was managed by Ray, and as, I guess, employees, me, Oda, T, we all helped out with the Halloween district and try to get other people motivated to hop in and help out. And I'd say we were pretty successful with that. We did a lot of really cool stuff over here. So got some candles. All the little decorations was mostly T. She did a lot of the little stuff that really brought the Halloween district to life. Over here, this little pumpkin patch, that was done by Honey Rose Quartz. She put that on early on in the district. Over here is a haunted house, mansion, whatever you want to call it, made by me. And I got T to help out with it as well. It got a little bit of an interior. Very nice. I put Oda's zombie head into a jar. It's got a bunch of cool stuff. Up here, T helped out a lot. She did pretty much this entire bedroom. I don't think there's anything in here. No. There was also a second rendition of this build that Wire helped me out with, but we never actually ended up building that on this server. Over here is a graveyard put together by Ray. And it actually was like a little game. You'd have a timer and you try to run around, press these buttons as fast as you can. And I think it would give you flint. I can't remember. It gave you something. And you try to collect as many as you can. Over here's a little bone bridge. I think the little red put that there, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's T. Over here, T, obviously, you got that organic build. It's a clock. We had a scavenger hunt that she put together. And she hid these shulker boxes in areas, and that's one of them. And you try to collect all the things for the scavenger hunt. Over here, this is all T. This is like a little walkway for a costume contest that we had. Very cool. I love the little jar with the eyes. Over on down this way, she put in a Slenderman. And I think this is epic. Like, she's very good with like taking a build that most people would have to build huge to get the level of detail she does, but she's able to shrink it down to something much more small and manageable, which is very cool. As she put in a little devil girl thing and a little witch. Very cool. These ghosts here, I think, was done by Wire. This is another Patat build. I think she just built a second one of these shops over here. Spooky tokens for, yep, the dinosaur heads. Very cool. This was going to be something like a little Stonehenge thing. I think Gamer Mom was going to work on that. I could be wrong. This is a moss farm that Oda built, and then T made this cool little moss monster around. Very sick. I love it. Very unique too. Over here, Oda made a maze based off of the one in The Shining. He named it Red Rum. There's some very unique things in here. Come play with us, Danny, forever and ever and ever. And there's just a ton of stuff like that. Oh, very fitting. Nice storm for the Halloween district. This is like a little pot put together by T, another little witch's brew kind of thing. Another little thing by T. I don't really know what that is. Some kind of ghost or SCP thing. I don't know. Oh, this is a fun game. So Oda made a game where you swim through here and try to collect as many apples as you can. It's a bobbing for apples game, and it's actually quite a bit of fun, and it's quite hard, actually. This is some kind of mafia game T put together. Over here is a game Wire put together, and Mike won, so he got a little memorial on top of it. You try to collect blocks or something, I believe, and put them into your little barrel, and they'd all be worth different amounts of points, but people could kill you in there or something, I think. Over here's a little thing made by Spiffy Stephanie, and let's see, yes, you go down this way, and it's like a little ride. Woo! Very cool, very cool. Over here is a little last minute effort by King to put a build in the Halloween district. He didn't do much with the detailing, but I'm glad he contributed. Over here is a build by Mike, and this just encapsulates Mike so well. He has a style that's just unmatched by anybody else, and this is like the perfect like magnum opus for that to explain what I'm talking about. Like, have you ever seen anything like this before? Oh my god, it's so cool. And here, 1 bow, 3 arrows. You'd shoot and try to hit as many buttons as you can. Oh! Whoa! I don't remember that. Oh man, that is so cool. Mike is a genius, man. Down this very long nether tunnel will take you to the Christmas district. Coming on in here, Mike put together this room right here, and there was a little bit of water spillage, so it's not quite as pretty as it was, but this is the entrance to the Christmas district. Very cool. And woo! Right off the bat, you come out and you see this awesome Christmas tree put together by Nard himself. And all these ornaments you see, he has like Santa, nutcrackers, reindeer, the Grinch, all that stuff. That was me killing myself like 500 times with different Christmas skins on. Down here, there was like a little Secret Santa game, which was really cool. A train put together by King Domity. Gnome built by Flamingo. Tiny little build put by Riley. This right here is a giant melon pumpkin farm I kind of built as like a prank to the shopping district. And Tinser decided to build a nice little exterior around it, which I'm very, very thankful for. Over here is a build built by T, as you can tell, very organic. It's a little creepy if you look at it from the side with that neck, but I love it. I love it. Originally, I was going to make it into like a Temple of Notch thing, but I ended up spending so much time on something I'll show you later that I never ended up getting around to it, but a really cool build regardless. Up here is a game made by Tinser, which is like a dodgeball game kind of. You'd throw snowballs at each other and try to get them knocked over into the lava with like knockback snowballs, which was very cool, very fun. Over here is a giant deadly snowman put together by Average, pointing into the snow globe I built. I was really happy to see him build this right next door because honestly, there wasn't really a lot to see from inside the snow globe. And that just defined this build so well. So this is like a death game arena. Basically, you'd pop up out of the floor into the arena and there you'd be on one of two teams, and you'd punch the other teams to death because we had a strength beacon coming out of this candy cane. Yeah, you just try to kill each other, collect their heads, because we have a mod on the server that makes players drop their heads. You come in here, drop the heads from the other team into that little spot right there. You both click button at the same time, whoever's on the team with you. Submit your points. Very simple. Every time you die, you could pop back in. And this ended up being one of the deadliest games I think ever created. Because, holy smokes, did many people die playing this. But it was really fun. It was really fun. Over here is a bridge put together by T. Very cool. I love this bridge. And I think it... Oh, man. That view right there with the bridge and the snow globe and the snowman. Oh, man, that's epic. She also put together this little gingerbread house over here. Very nice, very nice. Down at the bottom, you can see a little build, I think, made by Tinzer. And it had everybody that was part of the Christmas district in it. And I had a little Christmas skin. And we're all sitting in this little snowmobile tractor thing. Very, very fun. Very fun. Over here is a build made by Wire, which I really adore. I love how much he's packed on the snow on this build. He just caked it on there, and it's really cool. It's kind of steampunky a little bit. Over here is a little game put together by Parrot, I believe. I think if you went in here, it was some kind of Hunger game of some sort. Cake Factory. Hope you enjoy the tour. Wash your hands. Yep. Very cool. Very cool. Over here is a little castle put together by Time. Spade and Bangs walking up to Santa. And little Princess Wire and Baby Time. Over here is a few little builds put together by T. Just helping with that Christmassy feel. Love it. Love it. Love it. This little build right here, not too sure who put that together, but it's very cool, with the little Santa hats. And I think, okay, yeah, we got a little hot chocolate up there, probably by T. Over here is a game put together by Oda, which is a cake eating game. All right, so here I am at the last thing I wanted to show y'all in this world tour. It's a TNT cannon made by Cimerex. I wanted to show you everything on the server. Obviously, that is a very hard thing to achieve, considering how many people we had on the server. But I try to get as much of it as I can. Let's send off this world tour with a bang, all right? Let's do this. Woo! Oh, yeah.